And we are back with the Vacuous perspective. I'm Val, joined as always by Nate.
How you doing?
Yeah, good man. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm excited that we're 10 episodes in.
Well, yeah. Is that 10 episodes out, right?
Yeah, 10 episodes out. Yeah, you're right.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I was gonna crunch some numbers, survey the text, because we generate a transcript of all of our conversations, and I've got a Word document. Right now, I wasn't very organised for our 10th episode, but I'm organised for our 11th.
Oh, excellent. So you've got some stats, do you? You got some stats?
I've got a lot of stats, actually. I spent a bit of time.
Oh shit! Because you went, a few episodes back now, a long time ago now. You did a lot of sums about the bowl of rice. You went into great detail on the bowl of rice equivalent for the black hole. Is it 1 billion humans or something, or all of the things on Earth? It's all that sort of stuff. You went away, did a lot of calculations. You've done the same to the transcript. Is that what I'm hearing?
Pretty much. Yeah, you should be worried once I set my mind to ridiculous statistics about something. So I'll just run through a few, and I'll ask you some questions as we go. See if you can pick some things up. Okay, so words. I'm just going to tell you straight up. We've done 212,000 words.
Wow.
Okay, so to give you some context, the Bible is 783,000 words. So we've done a quarter of the Bible.
Okay.
We've been dribbling for 10 episodes, and we've only done a quarter of the Bible.
Right, but that's within reach in the next sort of 20-odd episodes.
We will have to get to 40 episodes before we've just read out the Bible if we replace all the Bible words with the words we've said. That is how much dribble there is in there. They need to condense that.
Yeah. Picture book version, please.
And then to put it in, to give you some further context, the Mahabharata, which I mentioned, which houses the Bhagavad Gita. Man, I'm just butchering those words.
Is it the Bhagavad Gita?
Bhagavad Gita, I think so. You said it way better. You haven't even read it.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so that's 1.8 mil words. So I think that should be our ultimate goal.
1.8 million.
Yeah, we need to surpass that. So that's if we've done, that's
200,000, 10 episodes. 2 million in 100 episodes.
Yeah. So I reckon we're looking at about 90. And I think if we get to 90 episodes, there's got to be something worth listening to in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah, hopefully. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I got an idea. What if we, talked faster?
That's actually a great idea.
More words.
I don't need any more encouragement. I don't even think this anime's program can keep up with me. Sometimes my mouth is just open.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. I'm sure it struggles. Yeah, all the time.
Actors and celebs. Okay.
Is this a category, is it?
This is a category.
Okay.
I'll give you two options. You tell me who are the two celebrities that we've referred to most. I think you'll get this.
It's easy. It's easy for me. I listened back to these episodes, so I know Tom Cruise has come up a lot. That's number one. Number two. Who's number two?
Who's number two? Will
Smith. Of course.
We've only mentioned him in 3 episodes, but who's been mentioned more?
I'd say Tom Cruise has been mentioned more than Will Smith.
Well, you'd be surprised to hear that it's a draw at 36 all.
Okay, that might be my fault. And the reason is because I probably said Will Smith in the story a lot.
A lot, yeah.
Whereas Tom Cruise mainly, his name can just pop up. Whenever I'm trying to think of a male superstar celebrity, my brain just says Tom Cruise, yeah.
Yeah, what can't he do? So in any particular circumstance, you can drop Tom Cruise into it, and it probably makes sense.
Yeah, well, it does now, right? It does now.
And so just to close out a couple other celebrities in order, Elon, 13 mentions, Natalie Walter, 4 mentions, Hitler, 7.
Hitler, 7.
Yeah, I can't remember talking about him, but he's still got 7 mentions.
People always say, an argument or whatever always comes back to Hitler. Someone will mention Hitler at some point. So I'm sure the same applies to 200,000 words of our drivel.
Okay, yeah, Joe Rogan got 6, so he's got a bit of work too if he's going to beat Hitler. Filler words. Okay, so this is we pretty much our whole conversation is filler words at Vacuous Perspective.
Yeah. Okay, we've got the stats to prove it.
Okay,
Oh boy.
And with this, I think I'm going to mention these because I'm going to give you an update at 21 episodes.
Oh, we want to see if
we need to cut this down. We really need for the viewers, if the 13 subscribers we have.
Absolutely. We owe it to them.
And speaking of Rogan, he's got almost 13 million subscribers. Yep. So I want every one of you to know that you are as important as 1 million people to us.
Well, there you go. Wow, that's an
every one of you is worth 1 million.
1 million. Wow.
So 2,463 ums.
2000. I don't think there was many in the Bible.
Yeah, so I mean, if we cut out the we've lost 1% of our words. 1% of our words is
Oh no, that's when you say it like that. 1 in 100 words is That's pretty good average, really. If I'm being and I don't often do this, but maybe I'm being a bit kind to myself there.
No, I reckon we bring that down as we sort of sort this out. And then we've said 1,452 times.
Again, not many knows.
But the thing is,
the Bible.
We know, I know.
We do know some things and collectively, yes.
Sometimes I'm just telling you, it's a fact. It's a fact. You know that, and I'm just telling you.
Yeah. That's when, it's similar to when people would say literally, when they didn't literally do the thing, they'll say I literally died when they're not dead. So that's not true.
When they say literally, it is never actually literal.
Yeah, but when it is, it needs to be celebrated. People need to stop and go, hang on a second, that was the correct use of the word literal. So that needs to be applauded because it's a rarity. It's a rarity.
I didn't check literally in my number crunch, my text.
I don't think it would have been there very much, would it?
I don't think so. The most painful one, and I hate this when I listen to people talk, is like.
Oh, hang on a sec. But again, using like in context is, again, something that needs to be celebrated because one of the worst things that people do is say like.
Like can be used in a great way, like a metaphor.
Yep, it can.
Perfect use of the word. And you can like something. There's a lot of legitimate ways to use like, and a lot of the times we would have used it legitimately. There it is. But
are you aware? So you've looked at the transcript. Are you aware of incorrect like placements?
No, but we can assume that when you do 3,600 of them.
Whoa, boy. And we just added to that, by the way, by just talking about it.
Like for a long time, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, look, I won't bore you too much more with this. Wow, 120.
That's good. That's good.
Right, 1,326.
Again, you can be saying there was someone on the right, but there wasn't because there's no one there. But
to put it in context, left, 57.
Well done, you got me.
I knew you just walked
again, but again, left can be someone was left behind. Someone. See, the English language is really dumb. I think that's what we've established there.
Well, soon we'll just be hooking up telepathy to all our 13 subscribers. They can get the neural link in. We'll just convey our vacuous ideas.
Yeah, we do the brain dump every Thursday.
Grains of rice, 40. Bowls of rice, 6.
Oh, good.
And these all have to be, because the transcript isn't perfect, I tried to fact check a lot of this as much as I could by actually going through. There's a few interesting things on Word, right? Because it spells things. It's trying to spell things like it thinks, but sometimes it gets confused. So a lot of the time, the wrong word is in there. But you can click this little button when you're searching, saying "sounds like," and it will find everything that's like that.
Whoa.
And it's pretty
That's
broad.
cool.
Like, for example, Luffingham, I was wondering how many times I mentioned him. He only got 5 mentions, but when I clicked sounds like, it was spelt right once, only once. Then it was spelt Laughingham,
Oh,
Loffingham,
laughing lamb. I've never thought about that.
and Lovingham
Ooh.
twice.
Twice.
And
But there was 2 occurrences that I remember you audibly yelling out to your dog.
yeah,
And maybe that one of those was Lovingham, because I remember you sort of got one of those like owner grunts on, that owner grunt. You know what I'm saying?
show who's boss.
Yeah, exactly.
It gets very alpha male around here. There was one time when he was about 6 months old where I could tell he was throwing down. He was trying to figure out where he sat in the hierarchy.
Against
Me.
Against
He
you.
already knew he was above the girlfriend. He knew he had her covered.
Right.
And so he thought he was ready to take on top dog.
Was he?
Well, I actually got a little bit scared for a while. I have never seen him act like this. He worked himself up into an absolute rage. He was running around in circles. I was on the ground. I was probably exciting him a little bit, and he was just charging into me, nipping me. It was I had to. It got so full on that I had to hold him down by his jowls. He's got like real big, floppy. He's got a big floppy neck, and I grabbed it. And I held him down, and I. Right in his face.
Yeah.
With my teeth. Yeah. And that showed him. And then that helped. I think I did that twice. And since then, he hasn't taken me on again. He knows I'm top dog.
Well, amazing.
And
you can't have the dog as the top dog, even if it is.
He got a hot water bottle last night.
So he's spoiled.
He sleeps in the bed.
Yeah, of course.
But just quickly on that, people think it's weird that he sleeps in the bed.
I don't think that's weird.
But, I mean, is it weird if we have sex and he's in the bed?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. But I see, like, from an outsider looking in, just hearing that, just understanding that, I can see what you're thinking. But what you got to know is that once he gets into bed, he is lights out. He is not interested. He's not looking. He doesn't even look at me. He doesn't look at anything. It's like he's completely.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Okay, if it's like putting a giant potato in your bed.
Yeah. Okay.
Would you have sex with someone if there was a giant potato in your bed? Like, would you really?
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't. Yeah, exactly right. You wouldn't care if there was just this big potato there. Really.
I mean, I'd ask if we can move the potato, and if they're like, no, the potato stays, I'd be like, all right, the potato is fine.
Yeah, but okay. He's not looking. If he looked at me funny, I'd start getting weird. He's not looking. He's not smelling. He's not sniffing. He's not licking.
So you've completely separated. You're a human. He's a dog, right? And you're completely happy that he probably, as a fellow member of the animal kingdom, he's probably like, yeah, whatever. Whatever.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, well, I'm surprised he's not interested, because there can be there'll be noises like
yeah. If there's like movement around a dog, they're going to want to get involved. Right?
But he either is turning a blind eye to it, or he knows. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's like, he's just dead to the world. Anyway, that's my story. Hey, let's get to the saucy stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh, saucy stuff.
Swear words, curse words.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Yes. Okay. Now, shit or fuck? Which do we say more?
Probably if you count fuck with fucking and all the rest of the ways that you can use it, probably that. Yeah, for sure.
Only just 161 to 154 shits.
Wow. Again, you could be talking about having a shit, which is different, right?
Yeah, that's true. And we only use motherfucker once.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Referring to the dinosaur that killed the asteroids.
Oh, good. Which we know the name of now, don't we?
and I've looked up how to pronounce it. I think this is right. So it's spelt, you tell me how to say this. It's spelt CHIC.
CHIC.
UXLUB.
Yep. Chicuxlub. Chicuxlub. What was the last four letters?
LUB. XLUB. So this is the name of the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs.
Chicuxlub.
Yeah, that's pretty good. When I looked up phonetic spelling of it, you can find things about this. Anyway, it's Chicuxlub. Chicuxlub. I don't know why it's lube, but it does say LUBE. And if it was supposed to be Chicuxlub, it would have just been LUB. But it's like when you spell it phonetically, it's.
But I thought it was Chicuxlub. Anyway, Chicuxlub. Chicuxlub. All right, all hail Chicuxlub. The
dumb only was said 13 times.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Happy with that.
7.
Dick.
What about the big one? The C-bomb.
Oh no.
Did
maybe
you say
twice?
0. Very, very
no
good.
Way.
We are well trained. Good little boy.
No way.
Except we did say retard twice, but I said it.
Really?
You're not allowed to say that. I said it both times.
Oh. Good job.
Yeah, that's I got a couple of, but nothing interesting. I'm saying, well, you doxed yourself, or you've been doxed 7 times. I
right.
my girlfriend's name all the time.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. Your name has not been said. You've doxed me 7 times.
Yeah,
and I've
probably
doxed myself once.
Yeah. Okay.
I referred to myself in the third person when I was talking about.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, so that's my hard work.
Oh, good job, man. And and your efforts are being rewarded with more correspondence from the fans.
You kidding me?
No, I'm not joking.
Yeah. Well, they got
we received another email.
Great.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking this is like Natalie Walter telling us that she's going to give us $6 million.
Natalie Walter 2.0.
6 million for us, but then 70% was meant to go to charity, which I think was about 18 million. Just if you missed that episode. Anyway, I know that's what you're thinking. You're thinking it's Natalie Walter again. It is, right?
She got in contact again.
Yeah, she's emailed us again.
Persistent little.
So, correspondence, tick, from the fans. It's this time different subject header. The first subject was hello. This subject header is beloved.
Ooh.
So there has been progress.
So she's gone for an intimate angle.
No, I think she's just, well, we are her beloved now.
She knows as well. She sent us one email, didn't reply to it. Now we're beloved.
I won't go through the details of the email because it is pretty much the exact same email that we received before. About 30% of the oil money is going to go to us, 70% to charity, and blah, blah, blah. But something did stand out to me this time because I didn't read it fully on the show.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I'm just going to pop this in the mix. It says, I don't want my husband's efforts to be used by the government of Italy. I grew up as an orphan and I don't have anybody as a family member. Just to endeavor that the name of God is maintained. Am doing this so that God will forgive my sins and accept my soul because this sickness has suffered so much. As soon as I receive this positive reply, I shall give you the contact details of my accountant in Milan, Italy.
Was her accountant in Milan last time?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But I didn't know. I thought she had throat cancer. I didn't know that her soul was at stake as well. I wasn't aware that this is to absolve her of her sins before she dies. I didn't know that. I skipped that bit.
What are you saying then? Are we supposed to be considering this?
Yeah, well, more than we were before because
the gravity of the situation has
shifted. Yes. No, I just thought that.
I reckon we drop it like a hot potato.
Yeah, look, thanks for emailing Natalie Walter, but not interested.
I think we should report her to the appropriate authorities.
Okay, we'll do a report as well. We'll report her, but at the very least, stop listening to the podcast, Natalie Walter.
Don't stop listening.
Well, okay. Well, keep listening to the pod, Natalia, if you're enjoying it, but don't send us this bloody drivel about the 25 million in the throat. Don't do that.
All these strings and conditions to the money. Just give us the fucking money. Like, we'll give you the account. Reply with our account. Wait, if we give her our account details, I mean, we'll just do that. Give her your account, though. I'm scared.
No. We'll just get in touch with the Milan accountant and we'll try and sort this out around Natalia because she's not being very helpful. She's just we could probably get things done a bit quicker, a bit easier through the Milanese? The Milanese accountant.
She's very international. She's got she was of Thai and German descent, wasn't she?
She was Richard. Walter Richard, her husband, was born in the city of Ohio.
Yeah.
No, in the neighborhood. This is what it says. In the city, it's hard to read because it's really like badly written.
Oh, of course.
In the city of neighborhood, in Cleveland, open brackets, Ohio, close brackets, in USA.
Oh yeah, you have to really.
He was a crude oil businessman. Blah blah blah. This is another bit that I really love in it. It says that the sum of $25 million, which is the $1 million that we're sort of trying to get this accountant, sort out with this accountant, in the HSBC Bank in Milan, city of Italy, in European continent.
European continent.
In it.
In it.
Anyway.
Yeah, she's very international. I'm impressed. I've got actually a theory, but I'm sort of hesitant to air this publicly because I've got a scam that I think could really go viral.
You've actually thought of one?
Well, it's so obvious. It to me, it's the most obvious scam of them all, but no one does it, and I'm terrified.
But maybe people do it, but
I know. What happens if I'm letting the genie out of the bottle here? Like, what happens if I can't put the toothpaste back in the tube?
Yeah, see, like, is this the forum to discuss potential scam tactics with a 13 million equivalent subscriber count?
Yeah, true. This is actually the time to do it. If we're ever going to talk about email scams, it's when we only have 13 subscribers because the damage will be mitigated by the fact, like, if Joe Rogan starts talking about an epic scam, we're all
yeah. No, we can just do a hypothetical. I'm a guy. You're trying to scam me. All right, so flick me the email.
All right, so I'm not going to give you all the content. I'll give you the important parts. So it's an email. It'll be like it could be an advertisement of any kind, right? Any kind, and but it has to look relatively legit. It has to be generic. And
an advertisement where?
It's an email, right? Email advertisement.
Oh, okay. It's an email advertisement.
Yeah. Email advertisement. And it could be like an event's on in your area or whatever. Doesn't fucking matter, right? But it has to look relatively legit. And then you get it and you go, oh, fuck, I hate, do you unsubscribe to emails?
Yeah, occasionally. I'll do like a cleanup. I'll do a cleanup.
Right? If you ever get one, put the fucking email virus link in the unsubscribe button.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
All the unsubscribe links.
Yeah, why is it always on the link that says like download this sweet free program and then there's the virus link?
I know.
But it's never on the like I don't want to download this virus program. Like give two options. Download virus program. Do not download virus program. And on the do not download virus program link, download the virus. You make a good point. I'm
terrified someone's going to figure this out because I'm unsubscribing from things left, right, and center. I'm like, all it takes is one Nigerian prince or one Natalie Walter to figure out. They just have to put the virus in the unsubscribe, and I think I'm done. I don't know how I'll ever come back from that.
Yeah, people's emails would get hacked left, right, and center. Heads of state, all sorts of crazy stuff would happen as a result of this conversation.
This is what I'm worried. I think we might have to edit this and delete it out.
Mm.
We've never actually. Have we ever edited anything?
Yeah, probably.
Have we?
Maybe. Yeah, bits. Very small bits from the first episode, maybe.
Okay.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, you go.
You must have struck a nerve over at Spotify HQ.
Yeah. Have I been? Is it because I said retard?
No, it wasn't that.
Twice?
It was the COVID information. Now, it's got a little badge on our episode that says, if you want to learn about coronavirus, essentially, here you go, like, come over here kind of thing, right? So it says learn more. Now, if you click on learn more, it takes you to the COVID-19 guide page on Spotify. It's got the Coronacast, which is an ABC run coronavirus-based podcast, a bunch of other podcasts. And, then it gives you the daily news section, which has 5 things in it.
Yeah.
So that's where the truth lives. According to Spotify,
Okay.
That's where the truth lives. Because this is where you go, you click on, okay, these guys are talking about this. They probably shouldn't be. Probably right. And then they go, no, check this out, right? And I'm like, all right, so where's the truth live? It's, okay, we got Full Story, The Guardian, ABC News Briefing, 7 a.m., Schwartz Media, I don't know what that is, The Detail, R&Z, and From the Newsroom, which is news.com.au's podcast. Okay, so there you go, right? Now, my problem is that if I had a question relating to what was said in the episode and I clicked Learn More and then I click Daily News, I'm just going to get the daily news. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not going to get like an explanation on anything. Like, just have Spotify run bots that sort of pop up on our shoulders when we're talking smack, and then goes, actually the answer is this, and have it do it that way. All right, fine. I thought that was fun. So you did get flagged. So if you're out there, peeps, that's where you go.
They do a good job. They do a good job like that, don't they? They don't let anything through the. Nothing gets past like through the bat and pad.
Was that the Gary Ablett conversation? It must have been. So there you go. We're probably going to get flagged again.
No,
it was
me talking about COVID at the beginning because I had COVID.
No, but that was also the same episode.
Same episode.
Yeah, okay, but yeah.
So I'm trying to open up an email of mine.
But
here.
I actually think we will get flagged again for just saying the word about 5 seconds ago. Just for saying it, not even talking about it.
Oh, God.
We'll see. It's a bit of a test.
Well, look, I'm incredibly excited actually because at 10:30 tonight, so in 2 hours' time, NASA is releasing a bunch of photos. I don't know how many, a slideshow of photos from the James Webb Space Telescope.
So it was just a teaser today.
Yeah. Biden somehow got his filthy hands on a photo and wanted to take cred for all their hard work and got to do the first release.
Biden did.
He got his dirty little scummy hands on it, yeah.
So Biden via NASA, like NASA would release it?
I don't know. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know how Biden got it, but
he needed a win right now. He did. Yeah. Okay. He needed a win.
Yeah. They threw him a bone. He probably, his NASA. I don't know. They're all filthy. They're all linked. They're all one and the same, aren't they?
It depends, right? Like how far you go down that one.
I think I sent you a teaser pic.
Well, okay. Let me have a look.
Although
where did that come through?
Maybe I didn't. I'll send it through to you. So look, it's okay. So in general in Discord, I did.
I see.
So that one, that was the first one. That was released last week. But that one's kind of interesting. It just looks cool, right? It looks super futuristic.
Yes.
That thing's taken with some like guidance sensor. It's not even supposed to be like it. I think it's an infrared one, but it's not even supposed to be. It's like the targeting computer on the X-Wing.
Yeah,
right.
But they can just get a feed out of it.
Yeah, it's supposed to keep it's used to keep the
Yeah, it's amazing.
the satellite itself on track, and everyone's still frothing on that because it's a pretty deep sort of photo. And Biden released that one today, and I will send it through to you. But
I know the one. Yeah,
but
amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's super deep, and I'll send you some comparison shots with the Hubble.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people were doing today when they saw that new photograph. Is they were comparing it to the Hubble Deep Field. Is there anything in the deep field in this photo?
Well, it's all deep field,
but that particular, because that bit of sky is pretty small. It's very tiny piece of sky.
Tiny, yeah. So
you'd have to be pointing right at it.
Yeah. I don't know how. Apparently, that's the deepest we've ever seen back.
Yes. 13 billion years or something, is that?
Yes. I'm just struggling to find this. I wish I was more organized with like my shit. But anyway, well, I don't know if that's 13 bill. That's what they're going to do eventually. I sent it to your Hotmail. I have found it now.
Hang on.
It's worth having a quick look because I've got a comment to make.
Yeah. I'll load it up.
Yeah. So in the second one I've sent through to you, there's some areas circled on it because it looks really skewed. Like parts of the photo look all warped.
Yes, I see that.
The obvious, yeah. That apparently is like, I don't understand why it's in those areas, but apparently it's focused on things beyond that area. So the stuff that's closer to it is out of focus and warped.
Because it would be moving faster.
I guess so. That's what was explained to me when I was reading something. So it's actually,
that makes sense.
So it's probably focused on like, see that bright like star thing, galaxy for some reason that is just like absolutely beaming. I don't know if that's
what is the deal with that thing?
It could well be a supernova because when you're looking at in that shot, each one of those galaxies has, as a rule of thumb, 100 billion stars. So how many galaxies are in that shot? Like 500 or something? Who knows? Like probably
thousands.
Like it could be. It depends how many little dust marks you count as a galaxy in that. And I think that there's at least it's between 200 and maybe 1,000. I don't know. But if each one of the
ones we can't see as well.
Yeah, 100%. And I guess you've got a lot of a supernova is an incredibly unlikely event, but you got a lot of stars in that photo. So if one of them's dying, then who knows? Could be. But I think they would actually advertise that if they're like, yeah, we copped a supernova shot with our first one. They would probably.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, sure you did. But yes, I see what you're saying. With the odds, well, you can increase the odds by capturing more galaxies.
Yeah. But it is. But it's. I'm excited. So that's the sneak peek. So apparently there's a slideshow at 10:30 tonight, and you can just get it on the NASA YouTube.
Oh, cool. What if I could show you? If you look at the first pic, what's that red bulgy thing at the bottom?
What, bottom left, bottom right?
Very bottom middle.
Red.
You see the supernova equivalent down the bottom mid.
Yeah.
Just to the right and bottom of that, like down and to the right.
Yeah.
There's this bulging.
Just that I think he was actually quite excited about that at some point.
Because it just looks different from every other one.
Yeah, it's real scattery and it's kind of a different shape, isn't it? I saw someone blew that up because apparently it's got incredible resolution as well. So you can blow it up, you can zoom in, on it. Yeah, so
that's
next
exciting.
week we'll discuss whatever else is going on. But I'm going to stay up and see what they present, because that's 8 months. Well, 8 months of travel and setup. We're talking 30, 40 years of development.
Wow. We're doing it. This is what they're getting. This is great.
It is great. It's great.
Tell me this though, right? Yeah. If they're trying to look back as far as they can, You know what I'm saying? This is them trying to look back as far as they can. That means they're pointing towards wherever they think is the middle, whatever the fuck that means. You know what I'm saying about the middle? Like,
they have to go into the middle. I think it's the same everywhere around. It just goes on infinitely in all directions. Space just is infinite in all directions. I don't think we...
What do you mean? There'd have to be somewhere where it began.
Yes, but I don't know if we know where that happened.
But that's what we're looking at, right?
So let's just imagine I think for the sake of the argument, you got to imagine that space blows up, as in appears, and from the Big Bang, space accelerates like outward. The space basically happens everywhere. Let's just say space happens everywhere in the first fraction of a second.
Yep.
All the space is there, right?
Yep.
And a whole bunch of energy just is released. I know it happens at a point, but I don't know if we know where that is. It's just like lots of energy, and then it all starts condensing into stars and planets, and stars and ultimately planets.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we know where the I don't know.
No, but like let's say we just pop out like lick our finger, put it up in the sky, and be like, hang on, we're going that way, right? Like we as like the Milky Way, right? We're going this way.
Yeah.
Therefore, we got pushed this way. All right, we're getting pushed this way. So that way is home. That way is the middle, right? That's what I'd do.
Yeah,
but maybe that's not how space works. I don't know. But pointed at the middle, right? This is a photograph, right? Is this the time travel thing that we were, know?
Yeah, the light from those would have been, you're looking back at the things you're looking at are potentially, hundreds of millions, if not billions of years old. That's what it looked like then. A galaxy could be wiped out for whatever reason, right? Say look,
we won't see it.
Yeah, the light's still traveling. So say we're looking at something that's 200 million light years away.
Yeah.
100 million light years ago, a Type 3 alien civilization came and harvested all the suns in the galaxy, and basically it's just a dead, turd now. We still look back and it looks like this glorious galaxy because the light, yeah. So that's what the time travel sort of element of it is.
Yeah, okay. And how far are we looking back then? Like, what about the light from these distant galaxies? What are we looking at there?
In the photo?
Yeah.
I don't know. I dare say that you'll be able to find that info for sure. But I'm going to guess it would be, I think at least in the 100 million light years, because it's that you're seeing so much detail. Right.
Yeah, it's quite amazing. I'll definitely look at downloading the high res versions, have a look at them. I'll be checking out those pictures as well. 10:30 if they're coming out.
Mine's just like my head's spinning. I'm trying to figure out where we sit in the universe. Right, when you type that shit into Google, it's not like just a Google image. Like,
you are here.
Answers, yeah, that's what I was thinking. like a shopping center map.
Yeah, no, but like you just want to be plonked somewhere, We all want a place to call home.
So you can get the shopping center map for the galaxy, right? That they know where we sit in the galaxy, right near the edge of it. But
they know where we sit in the universe too.
Well, we don't know where the edge of the universe is. See, this is
the map would be incomplete. It's like the old maps that they would have drawn when they were using boats to cross nations. They were. The original maps of Australia didn't have the East Coast and stuff. Like they just sort of went and the rest, like a lot of that sort of stuff has happened. So we're still doing that on a universe scale now, I guess.
This is what I mean about the visible universe though, right? The visible universe is we're looking, is 13.6 odd billion years. Right, that's as far as we can see back, and we say that's when the Big Bang happened. This probably doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm talking on my ass here, but if something was actually distance 14 billion light years away, right, the light wouldn't have reached us yet because the universe is only 13.6 billion years old according to our calculations. So that arguably would sit outside of our visible universe, and we would only see it when we get to 14 billion years old because it's enough time for the light to have reached us.
Amazing. So the visible universe,
That's what I've heard
not
before.
the universe.
but
You're
if
not talking the visible universe
if you
in the
assume
sense
that the Big Bang did happen 13.6 billion years ago, like which I led to believe that's the case, then it's hard to make an argument for something outside of that because it was before the universe began. But they talk about the universe, the visible universe, being just the stuff that is within the period of time that light has had time to travel. And anything outside of that just hasn't had time to hit us yet.
It's amazing. And I think they always used to draw, if you are going to look at the visible universe, it's a big circle, right? That's how they do it, right? And then they go outside of the circle, no idea.
Yeah.
You don't fall off the edge of space. I don't know. Well, just keeps going, I guess. Yeah.
I want to quickly discuss a couple other spacey things. We love this space at Vacuous Perspective. There's this sunspot. I don't know what a sunspot was, right? But I saw this article about it. I'm worried.
Sunspot? Like a solar flare?
Well, apparently solar flares are more likely to fire out of a sunspot. So a sunspot, I don't know exactly. I think it's like a storm on the sun.
Looks like it, right? It looks like a hurricane.
Yeah, and I guess it causes more wild, I guess, solar weather and stuff like that. So
I'm sure it's not good for the solar natives either.
Oh, the solar natives, like our Earth, or you mean the solar natives that live on the sun?
They live on the sun.
Oh, those guys.
They probably hate it when the storm happens.
So this sunspot, 3 times the size of the Earth, and apparently it's pointing in our general vicinity. And should the sunspot blast out a coronal mass ejection, which I think is the same thing as a solar flare, but I seem to see those things used interchangeably. But then other times,
that's what they say at the doctor. The doctor, they'll call it what was it again?
A coronal mass ejection.
Exactly. And just between mates, you'd go, had a solar flare.
Yeah, right. They're the colloquial term, the casual, just a little solar flare. So apparently that's a whole bunch of charged particles that fire out in the direction of our planet, and then that interacts with our magnetic field.
Yes,
and creates the auroras and the Aurora Australis and the Aurora Borealis. Man, they're cool names. Man, if you have dogs, have an Aurora Australis and an Aurora Borealis. I reckon that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. This is caused by a sunspot thing, solar flare. Is that true?
I think that, I don't know if
they get it consistently like every year.
What, solar flares?
No, the Aurora Borealis.
Oh yeah, no, but they vary in intensity, right? So they do happen every year because the sun's always spewing out shit, right? But we're talking about a concentrated beam of charged particles.
Yeah,
a real strong one. Have you heard of the Carrington event?
I've heard of it. Yeah, go on.
It is, I think it was like mid 19th century.
Yep.
So 1850, around there.
Trying to get an idea of what we were doing back then. Was that like
there
were cars around, but there was horses, right?
No cars in 1850. I think
maybe like 1890.
Yeah,
cars.
Well, isn't the T model Ford like 1900 something?
All I know, man, is I played Red Dead Redemption, and in Red Dead Redemption, I think it's about 1894 or 1891 or something. And there's like very few, but there are cars. Those guys would be historically accurate. I don't know. I'm gonna fact check that shit.
There'll be horse and carts for sure. But no, 1850 is definitely horse and carts.
Oh yeah.
But they had apparently the like telegrams and things like that, and they had some infrastructure for communications. I don't know if they had the telephone yet. Maybe between those nodes with the telegraph stuff, I don't know. But apparently it absolutely fried the network. So telegraph operators got electrocuted. The fires broke out.
What? Oh my God.
Absolutely railed it. And that's just,
Everywhere?
imagine if a Carrington-like event happened with all our tech and electronics and infrastructure. It would be catastrophic.
It would be. But the good news is that when they design new technology,
Yeah.
a guy always comes in and tells them, like, they're obliged to have this guy come in. He's like a guest speaker. He's obliged to tell them all about the dangers of solar flares, or also known as
Coronal mass ejections.
coronal mass ejections, because we need to be prepared for this shit now. Like, it is interesting that we're at a time now where we're really vulnerable to that. Whereas if we were still cruising around, making castles, riding horses, washing our clothes in the river, that sort of thing, we'd be okay. Nothing would happen, right? It's not. It doesn't hurt, right? It's just bad for all of our infrastructure.
Terrible. Like, what would happen to internet banking?
Yeah. No. They'd
Yeah.
say,
Did you-
soz, the solar flare has currently knocked out our servers. But what you're saying, like, irreparably, aren't you?
Well, potentially. Like, I mean,
Well,
who
that's a
knows?
different story.
So apparently this we're in for some wild solar weather, and I don't know if this is directly related to the sunspot or not. But they're talking about, apparently we've been in a period of really quiet, calm solar weather.
Oh, good. It's been lovely. It's been lovely.
It's been beautiful, right?
Yeah.
So they reckon that don't ask me why, but this solar wind, it's all fucking related. Coronal mass ejections, solar flares, like solar wind, solar weather. I don't know what it is, but we're talking charged particles emitted by the sun. Like, there's nothing else. There's no other culprits that are emitting energy.
Yes.
It's all direct.
We've just got the one energy source for the planet, generally.
So they reckon that in the last 5 or 6 years, satellites have been sinking about in orbit. So satellites in orbit, they do slowly deorbit, right? Because there is some friction.
They're going to lose some over time.
There's
just enough one day that it just dips back into the Earth's atmosphere, and see you later.
And we'll talk about Skylab. Have you ever heard about Skylab?
I have, yeah.
Holy shit, man. Essentially, it's the first international space station that America had.
Yeah.
Put it up in the 70s, and I think it came down in 81 or 79. It wasn't up that long.
Really? I thought it would be up longer. I thought it would have been up for 10 years or something.
No, they completely fucked that thing up. It got so rattled on the way up. They could barely use it. They sent up some like rescue teams to try, and it wasn't manned the whole time. It was manned, I think, 3 or 4 times for a period of a couple of weeks. And the first crew that went up there, they were just doing repair work to it.
Yeah. Is the ISS always manned?
Yes, I think so. I think it is.
Wow.
Around the clock. But yeah, so apparently, right, the last 5 or 6 years, satellites been sinking by 2.5 kilometers a year. And this has been a period of stability. Apparently since December last year, they've been virtually diving.
What do you mean? They're coming down?
They're coming down.
We have to pop them back up.
Well, if you have enough fuel. So they have a set amount of fuel that they use to prop them up, to keep their life up. Apparently, SpaceX launched... what they do? It was, how many was it?
It's hundreds, man. Usually.
No, they do so many. So they lost
so many.
Well, no. So in February, they lost 40 brand new Starlink satellites that were hit by a solar storm just after launch.
Whoa! Just after launch.
Elon be Devo.
Would they be built to last a regular hit, but just not during launch?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's because they hadn't quite got up to speed, kind of thing, or whatever, and they just sort of dropped down. But
this would be a good stat. This would be something to find out. What's the oldest thing still in orbit that we've put up? What do you reckon it would be?
It'd be something that's a long way out. It's whatever we put up the furthest. Like the James Webb is not deorbiting anytime soon. It doesn't even move. It does. Sorry. It is.
Oh God,
we've gone through it. Yeah,
it's
we've
super
gone through it.
hard.
But what do you know what the Starlink satellites are? I keep hearing this stuff bandied about. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me what it is.
It's about internet.
I thought it was about internet.
Yeah, it's about the internet.
So do we use like this? Like, do
You
I?
can get it. You could get it. You could get it.
Hmm.
And what it would be is like a receiver, like a radio receiver.
Yeah.
And you just point it at a particular bit of sky, and that's your internet.
Okay. Because I didn't know exactly what it was. I know it had something to do with the internet, but I don't know if it's like a new internet or whether
No, it's more about being able to build an infrastructure, a network, pretty cheaply without having anything on the ground. Without having any infrastructure on the ground.
Yep. Okay. Because they had I get these sort of daily emails about space shit, and I saw that SpaceX has done its 29th launch of 2022 and launched 46 Starlink satellites, and apparently 17 of those 29 launches this year have been completely dedicated to Starlink, and they've got 2,750 satellites to date and approval to launch another 12,000.
Yeah.
And they're seeking permission from regulators to launch another 30,000 on top of that.
Yeah, right. It's crazy, isn't it?
Holy moly. That's why I was like, what is this? 45,000.
Starlink, when they launch them, these are ones that sort of like they'll do multiple at the same time.
Multiples.
They'll let them go. They'll go bang, 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 bang. They don't just launch up one when they take it up.
So, I mean, they must be concerned about this solar weather. If things are plummeting, right, you put up 45,000 little Starlink satellites and all of a sudden you realize you can't prop them up because they're just dive bombing.
Yeah. No, it's that's why they're just going to keep launching up more and more. That's all they'll do.
Do you know much about Elon's current rockets and things?
I know what they're trying to launch the Mars mission with, right?
The Starlink? Oh, no, the Starship, sorry. Confusion. Yeah, the Starship. One blew up on the launch pad today, actually.
Oh, today?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. No, but I actually was...
transport people to Mars. Yeah.
What's that?
They're the one. That's the one designed to transport people to Mars.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's crazy. That is actually...
Do you know what's crazy? What are they doing? Elon's planning to send 1 million people there by 2050.
Get out. No
Where's it going to find 1 million people they're going to go?
No way. Maybe you could get 1 million people. But just in the next 6 years, there is many planned moon missions. Many. I'm saying, I don't know. I can't like just judging from this table that I've got in front of me. Maybe 50. I don't know. Maybe I've
said, hey, China's super interested in the moon.
There's probably more, and there's different things that they're doing. Obviously, some of them. The first one, that's the next one, which the launch date is the 2nd of August, so next month. The Falcon 9, which is
heavy lifter rocket thingy,
SpaceX,
US kind of, yeah.
Yep. They're going to throw up an orbiter. South Korea. It's South Korea throwing up a US-made orbiter. And then the Artemis 1 launches August, the same month. It's the primary uncrewed test of the Orion spacecraft in lunar flyby.
What's a lunar flyby?
That means you just go around it, come back.
So it's like a blocky. You know when you used to do, well, actually I never did this, but you joke about people doing a blocky around, that you drive your car around where like kind of the fucking clubs are and stuff, and I don't know what people are doing. I don't know what they expect. Do they want adulation for their their fast car or something, but they're all like wolf whistler girls, and I don't know if they're trying to abduct people or what they're doing, but yeah, it's a blocky where you just sort of keep driving around the block being an absolute, I was about to say an artard, but don't want to use that word anymore after I've been pinged for it twice.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But I could imagine it being quite relaxing if someone said, hey, you'll spend 3 days on the spacecraft. No, you'll spend 3 days on the spacecraft, do a little lunar flyby. That's when you have dinner on the lunar flyby, night. That would be really nice.
That would be nice. Yeah,
and then you come back and, you don't get to land on the moon. You when you fly by the moon, when you're coming around and it's the light side, you will see the families on vacation kicking the football around the moon,
having a dip,
and having a dip, just an all round good time. And you will think maybe we should have upgraded the tickets to lander tickets. Maybe we shouldn't have done a flyby. We should have maybe gone down and played some golf or whatever.
Man, moon golf would be sick because you might actually be able to put the golf ball into orbit.
Yeah, you probably could, right?
I wonder.
Actually, did they try that? Because they did take golf balls to the moon and golf sticks.
Did they play golf? Did they? Like, it seems kind of like, is that?
I think they just went. We brought a flag.
Just what we would do.
No, they just go. We brought a flag. Let's play some golf. How much did that cost to launch up? What is it, like $1 million per square, kilogram? It would have cost a lot of money to bring those fucking golf clubs up. They better have played golf on the moon.
Here's the inside story. Most golfers really want to avoid sand traps, but NASA's astronaut Alan Shepard had no choice but to deal with one when wielding a 6-iron head on the moon's dusty surface 50 years ago this month. So that was February last year. Alan Shepard made golf balls on the moon. I wonder how far he hit it. A 6-iron. I wonder what made him. I'd go with a 3-wood. I'd go with a fairway wood.
Yeah. You don't want a driver.
Yeah, what else did they do on the moon? I heard that
they should have shot a gun or something. I don't know. George Carlin has a bit. He said there is nothing more American than let's go up to the moon and drive around.
Yeah, right. The fucking car. Oh man, there's a YouTube video of Alan Shepard hitting a golf ball on the moon. I'm so pumped.
Yeah.
Okay, just hit the ball, mate.
Hit the ball.
Ball. I don't know what time. I'll do this in my own time.
No. Keep watching it. It's fine.
Here we go. Okay, I've got it. Found it. See, the suits. Oh, mate, that is piss poor. What? He looks like my grandma trying to hit a ball. He looks like someone with like limp fucking arm. That was terrible. He needs a specially designed golf spacesuit. That's the problem.
Yeah, it might be the suit because it would absolutely disgust him to hear what you just said about him, because he actually was a great golfer. He got the choice. He was sort of like at a point in his life where he had to decide where his passion lies, and he actually went with lunar travel in the end. He didn't go down the golf path. He went down the astronaut path to walk and play golf, his favorite sport, which he's good at, on the moon. And you're having a go at his game.
Look, don't come to the moon and play golf and bring that shit. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, bring something you're good at. I don't know. Bring a frisbee.
If we went, can we make a commitment?
Yeah, if we're allowed to go to the moon, we're going to the moon.
Okay, if we can get permission to go to the moon, let's go and let's play a bit of cricket.
Cricket on the moon.
How fun would that be? But we'll need some turf. If it's sandy, then we can't, we need
just find a nice flat bit.
We might just do a drop-in pitch, organise a bit of a droppy.
Lay out the carpet.
And you bring a swing ball, like with some tape.
That would, yeah, swing ball. Yeah.
And I think
bringing that.
Do you reckon, because there's less atmosphere, so the ball would move faster through the atmosphere, I think.
Yeah, because in your brain, but when they run, they look like they're running in slow motion. It's one of the conspiracy. It's one of the things that they look at.
I know.
They go, you're running too fast. Like, let's speed up the footage. And it looks like they're just running normally. So
it looks
in my brain, it feels
very
like it should be.
bizarre.
Does that make sense? In my brain, if you're throwing a cricket ball at me,
yeah,
I would, if I'm operating on Hollywood moon magic, right? Whatever I imagine it would be like.
It would just
like
be crawling.
slow-mo.
Yeah, slow-mo. Yeah. But that, I agree. I need to review that. There's a few. I'm on board with the moon landing, but there's a few suspect. I don't know if I want to go too deep into it right now, but there's a few things that just kind of are a bit bizarre about it. What sold me about the moon landing completely is this this emerging field of what's it called? It's like essentially like sort of planetary archaeology, like astroarchaeology type stuff. I can't remember the first word, but it's to do with, solar cosmic things. And so the idea is there's this Australian, that's this Adelaide chick who, there's a couple of archaeologists in this respect, but she is pushing for the landing sites on the moon. I think there's 6 of them to be classified as World Heritage listed, which is funny because like World Heritage list doesn't make any sense.
Universe Heritage.
Yeah. Solar System Heritage list. So that there's no possibility of, for example, you said there's all these moon landings planned. You don't want China coming up with their dune buggy, which is probably like some kind of dune Ferrari now, and doing burnouts on the first footprints on the moon, because we can preserve that for when we go. We might want to go see Armstrong's first piss on the moon or whatever, and enjoy it.
Sure.
Right?
I know what you're saying.
So she's saying you need to preserve this. Same thing with Mars. Like the first landing site on Mars, keep that as a little area, right? Because we love cave paintings and stuff on the first shit we did on Earth. Not that's first stuff, but we love old stuff, right?
So imagine this, right? There's these cosmic archaeologists, not from Earth, but from another galaxy. They come to our galaxy and they land on Mars. And they go, we search the entire planet and there's fuck all here except for this. Right? And they go, this was clearly launched by someone else here. So we've found we're close. We are close. And then they'll find Earth, right? And
bro,
I've done the math on this, by the way.
I think if they're coming like intergalactic, coming in, they fucking know where we are.
No. The chicken Mars first. We've got a blip. We've got a blip down on Mars, right?
So they're like Sherlock Holmes, sort of like tracking us through the solar system. We're close. They lick the little. They lick their finger or lick the residue off the rocket landing.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're on
Exactly. There's civilization about. Yeah. They just get the scent, right? Now, I did the math on this.
I bet you did.
Pyramids have been around for, at the very least, according to current understanding, at least the last 5,000 odd years.
Yeah, it's the mainstream.
Could be older, but 5,000 is the general point of view, right? And they're still there. You can go there, right? They are crumbling. There is, Egypt as a whole is like got crumbly things everywhere, temples and everything. It's just a long time. 5,000 years is a fucking long time, right?
Yeah.
And our structures. So if the alien archaeologists found Mars in 10,000 years' time, let's say we all leave tomorrow, big cataclysm tomorrow, and all the humans are wiped out, big solar flare. Big solar flare, right?
Takes out
10,000 years is added.
Yep.
10,000 years is added. That's when they find the Mars thing. Takes them another little while to get here, a couple of weeks. And then what I have on good authority is that there would be fuck all left of human civilization after 10,000 years.
Because of the type of materials we use, or?
Yeah, steel will corrode and essentially, and I said, but what does it become? Like, could the archaeologist, could he come and go, hang on a sec, there was a structure here a thing.
Mm.
And from all the granules that we can find, we know that it was this alloy that they used to make called steel, right?
Mm.
Now, he's saying, no, there's nothing left. It's gone.
Mm.
It's gone, right?
Yeah, I've heard that. I find it hard to believe, but I also...
There is one thing. There's one thing
the pyramid.
that will be left for them to look at.
The Georgia Guidestones.
No, definitely not now. But no, it's actually Mount Rushmore, which they carved out of granite, which, the Egyptians would have loved it because they're granite guys, big time.
Yeah.
So they've carved it out of granite. So it should last around 10,000 years.
Really?
Everything else gone.
So when do they predict the pyramids to actually decay? Like how long? Okay, so let's just fast forward. When do we not know about the pyramids, assuming they don't get covered up with sand? If we keep the sand off them, won't they be there for like 100,000 years? How long will they be there?
Well, if it's interesting because if they were encapsulated with sand entirely, that would preserve them.
That's true.
But the problem is that it wasn't preserved like that. But this is interesting. And the very top of it, you see the very top of it, it's still got kind of a bit of outer casing.
Yeah, that's smooth.
Everything underneath that feels
casing.
very blocky. But the outer casing was flat and smooth all the way around the pyramid. And so you can see the very, very the crumblings at the very top. They're very, very interesting. And it probably means that at some point it was nearly covered with sand completely. And or no, that would be the other way around. See, I don't know what I'm talking about.
My understanding is firstly, it would have been stunning to see that polished limestone outer casing.
Shining.
Would have shone. It would have been majestic.
Amazing.
Unbelievable. Like I literally would give anything to see that. I think if I'm going in a time machine, I want to see the Giza pyramid, the Khufu pyramid, or Giza. So it's the Giza pyramids? Is that the collective?
The Giza Plateau has Khufu's pyramid.
Khufu's pyramid. So when you say, Giza is just the area. Okay. The pyramid Khufu, I would just give anything. I would actually give my left ball.
Yeah, it's up for grabs again. The left ball's up for grabs if someone can hook Nate up with a ticket to the impossible time machine. But you live in a time where you've got the best view you've ever been able to have, apart from being there. You've got 150 years of archaeology, which they can go, no, this is what it looked like, or this is the kind of vibe it is. Then you've got 35 years of video game technology. Yeah.
How's that?
And what I'm saying is that I have seen the pyramids in all their glory. I've seen it. I have seen it.
What is the game called that you play?
I played it very briefly, but it was one of the Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah, that looks amazing. Apparently, they're converting that so you can just do tours and stuff. You don't actually.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm
actually going to get in on that if they do that, just to explore the land.
It'd be a non-lethal version of Assassin's Creed. Yeah. I remember trying to talk my mum into playing Assassin's Creed once, and she just wanted to wander around Venice, right? And I was like, yeah, just wander around Venice. Like, it's cool. Just walk around, and people are walking past her, and she's like, she's an assassin. Like, the character's playing, the character is an assassin. So he's like skulking through the crowd, like doing shoulder moves through people. And she's just trying to look at all the things. And I was like, look, just don't press X, because if you do that, you're gonna murder someone, right? Yeah. And so what does she do? Of course she presses X. Like, because when you say don't press X, someone's like, oh, what happens? I want to know what happens. And yeah, of course, in Assassin's Creed, it's all about these brutal executions. So, it would have been just a guy buying fruit or something. She would have just grabbed him by the arm, like pulled his head down and put like a retractable blade that flies out of the wrist straight through his head. Venice. So she just wanted to walk around.
The game, if they convert it to just being a non-lethal version, they're just taking X out of it.
Yeah, just remove the X button.
So
they are cool games, and they don't claim to be historically accurate.
No.
At all in the game content. But I remember getting the Egyptian one and just being like, because every open world game, if it drops you somewhere, it gives you a big wide open map and it just drops you in it. You just look around and you'd be like, all right, where do I want to go? Right? And what do you think I'm going to do? I just went, where are the pyramids? Let's go. And of course, that's sort of late game.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that. So I just start riding. I just get this horse and start riding straight for the pyramids and got absolutely tarped every time. And I couldn't even get close to it to get a good look at it. You know what I mean? I was really bummed. So I had to keep playing the game.
Late game. Man, the Khufu Pyramid, tallest man-made structure for over 4,000 years.
Very long time.
If you go by the mainstream time frame and things.
Well, that we're aware of would be a fair point.
4,000 years. I've got to lay eyes on this thing.
Yeah.
Like even in its decrepit state that it's in now.
Amazing.
So my understanding was those smooth limestone blocks on the outer casing were taken and used by people. It was basically not robbed, but it was just
repurposed.
Yeah, repurposed. People just civilians were just nabbing.
So what happened probably, right, was maybe, a couple of 100 years had passed, maybe 500 years or something, and someone's gone, where are you off to? He's just down to the quarry. Yeah? Getting some more limestone? Yep, getting more limestone to build with. And then one day he's gone, we're not really using that anymore, are we? Are we using that still, the big thing? Like the big pyramid thing? Are we still using that? And they go, yeah, we're still using it. It's where the elder god lives now, and he was the pharaoh, so he's now a god, and he lives in there, and it's his tomb and stuff. And they go, yeah, but does he need the outer bits? Does he need the whole thing? Because we're dying out here. It's probably what happened.
I think we're going to get some stone somewhere else, but who knows? Over like 4,000 minimum, 4,000 years, 5,000 years. It's.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about Gary Ablett again, just very quickly, because you told me about that video in which he goes on a 27-minute rant about this thing. And the video seems to be scrubbed from the internet entirely. You can't find it anymore. It's very difficult.
Really? No, have you seen it?
I've watched like the highlights that would have been still on news articles. So it only goes for like 2.5 minutes.
I just got in there right at the end.
I don't know. I watched
it, maybe 2 days or so before I spoke about it.
I was going to say, because obviously the original YouTube video from him has been deleted, right? Removed. But it's the internet.
Yeah, I don't know who posted it. It was on YouTube, and I just
because it's the internet, it's going to stick around. It's going to pop up again. It's going to exist forever. It's got that quality to it. Yeah. So I couldn't find it. But also brought up in the Gary Ablett thing was the guide stones, which, if you're playing at home, are no longer there. That's kind of weird, like the weird that we were talking about it.
And I've got it. I think I've got it. I'll send it to you later.
Yeah, thanks. You don't think it was one of our subscribers who did it, right? Because that would be...
We hadn't released the episode unless they had somehow...
No, we had. The episode was out.
Was it?
Yeah. Oh, but I don't think they could have...
Gary Ablett. Of course it was. Sorry, it was. Yeah. So since... I see what you're saying. Since we started talking... For a second, man, if the Gary Ablett video got scrubbed and the Georgia Guidestones got blown up, I would say that we have some kind of serial killer like listening. There's only 13 subscribers, so we
the field's low.
Yeah, so we can really narrow it down pretty damn quick. We just have to contact. Should we contact YouTube?
Yeah, obviously, it's all sorted out. It's the Guidestones, but they actually demolished them afterwards.
Why? So my understanding, correct me if my understanding is they don't know who blew it up, right? So someone did a home job and tried to
Well, amazingly, on the Wikipedia page for the Georgia Guidestones, there's CCTV footage of the actual explosion.
Really? But you can't see the bloke who does it.
No, I think they were just trying. All their investigation would be based off like the car that drove up and down. That would be what they would have, right?
If I was going to blow it up, I'd rocket launch it. Fire a rocket launcher or RPG at it from like say 100 yards. Isn't that?
But then you've got an RPG. Who's? We're trying to find this guy. Who are you looking for? Well, he's one of the only guys in the county with an RPG.
Oh, but I'm sure they've got RPGs. Just
everywhere.
left, right, and center. Walmart surely has an RPG, does it not?
I don't know, man. Maybe it's got to have like the first ones. Your entry level RPG.
It's like a serious firework. Yeah, but give yourself some distance. Don't even approach it because it might be under video surveillance, or you might suspect it.
Obviously, you're confusing this person with someone who was of sound mind and thinking straight.
Start by sticking some gum to it.
But it's not like it was in the news or something. I think a Republican senator did call for its destruction.
Why?
I don't know if they called for its destruction, but they called for it to be taken down.
But what's nuts is the thing's a crime scene.
Yeah.
And then so they don't have the guy. So are they investigating this? What's going on?
Yeah, they would be investigating this. It's like scary.
You
you're not allowed to. I don't know if you need telling this, but you're not allowed to blow stuff up. It's not allowed,
even in America. You didn't tell me that there is a what do you call it? Like a bubble of old things that you bury.
A time capsule.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't find anything.
Or did they try to find the time? It says 6.
They did. They did try to find it.
And
they did try to find it, and they didn't find it.
I'm a bit upset about that.
Well, what's interesting is that the time capsule was undated. So it says the time capsule is placed 6 feet below this spot on, and that the date is to be inscribed, and it says to be opened on, and the date is not there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I did see that. So after you spoke about it, I Wikipedia'd it.
Yeah.
Did some. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't say. Yeah, so that's a bit. But I mean, why would you put a date on the time capsule? Isn't the idea that, like, at some point, some arbitrary time in the future, rather than?
Yeah, it's meant to be like 100 years or something.
I had a list of things to do. Sometimes I just write things I want to do. I had a time capsule on there. I think it was when I was living with you. I may have raised it at one point. I was like, man, can we do this? Like, do you have anything? What would we put in there?
Yeah, it's a good point. I think we did do a time capsule in primary school, and we would have all put something in there. Right?
So where did we put that?
It's gone. I don't know where the fuck that is.
But do we just bury it and don't tell anyone, like a message in a bottle?
Nah, it's usually marked, right?
I don't know if that takes the fun out of it. Like,
it's got to be secure, man.
But I think what's better. Okay, you just want to put it somewhere where it's unlikely that it's going to be found, right? Because then you're buying yourself a lot of time.
Absolutely. But, you could like buy a little safe or whatever, pop things in it from today and open it later. You don't have to bury it in the earth.
Did you ever get that letter that you wrote to yourself in like
year 12
or something, and then you read it in year 12?
I think I did one at the start of year 12 and the end of year 12.
Oh man, I did one late in late in primary school, or maybe it was first year of high school, and you write to your older self, like, and I've completely forgot about it. I had no idea. I was like, really?
Yeah, I find mine quite depressing.
Man, you realize how lame you were. And this is what's going to happen when we look back on this in 5 years.
Absolutely. But if you're not doing that every 10 years of your life, if you're not doing that every 10 years going, oh my God, what the hell? Then, you got to grow, right? That's okay. You're allowed to grow.
There's this thing. Have you heard about this thing in Tasmania that it looks like I think it's like fireproof, bomb-proof, everything-proof. And it's basically like a big USB stick that is gleaning stuff off the internet and just saving it to hard drives. It is a future-proofing thing. If something happens, some other, presumably alien thing can come down, or we can rediscover it, and it's a database of just shit. Like it might have this on there. Who knows?
Yeah, they go. Oh, come on, give us something, and we're like, yeah, there's good photos from the James Webb today.
there's just this transcript of our, like, you know, I said we got over 200,000 words. Like, they just find 750 pages of just garbage, and like, fuck, who are these guys? I know.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, they'll probably get to this bit in the transcript and go, "Wait a sec, these guys know that they're fucking it." Like, you know what I mean? They're like, they don't even, they think it's dribble. What are we doing here?
I'm going to type in Tasmania data future proofing. I just don't know what to search. Like, that's not going to work. Like, Google is not going to figure this out for me.
You got to tell me what your letter said.
I can't remember what it said, but I just remember thinking it was shit house.
I remember mine said something like, you know, it was essentially all about making films and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, go and, you know, it would have been basically my mum's words, you know, like, be Steven Spielberg or something. You know what I mean? It would have been my mum's words.
Does your mum want you to be Steven Spielberg?
Yeah, or a writer on Neighbours or some shit. That's the scope of my mum's, like, aspirations for me. Steven Spielberg, the very high extreme, right? Very, very end extreme. Well, what I would consider the very lowest would be the writer on Neighbours, right?
Yeah.
And it's just something she said to me once, really irked me. Like, an episode of Neighbours was on, and I was just hating it, right? I'm just like, oh my God, this is so boring.
Yeah.
And she meant it as a nice thing, because I was at uni and, like, you know, studying and stuff, and she was like, oh, you could write on Neighbours. Like it's a tick on the bucket list.
Wait,
to, like, write for Neighbours.
Oh man, do they have writers? I thought they just literally, like,
what do you mean would they have writers?
Big steaming shit, and they're like, that's the storyline.
That's great. No, because I always used to love it when Mum would get really invested, and she'd be like, "Oh no," and I'd be like, "What?" And she's like, "Oh, I don't know, Carl's not well." I'd be like, "It gives a fuck. Like, he's not really unwell."
I riff on stuff like that, but it's only because I'm just hating because I don't know. Like, I could
of course,
do it within reason. Like, as in, I don't think I'm necessarily going to really enjoy it, but if I saw all the hype and all the context, if I watched them all, I'd be like,
of course,
I would want to know what happens next. Speaking of TV shows, though, that I'm actually into, I watched the first episode of Stranger Things in season 4.
Oh, the new season.
The new season. Have you watched it all yet?
Yeah, I think I finished that.
You're pretty quick on that kind of stuff.
If they give me a full season, I'm not going to take my time. If they give me one episode a week, I might take my time.
Well, you're forced to take your time.
No, as in I might take more time. I might let the first 4 episodes come out and then go.
You like to splurge. Man, I like to show.
I like to be in control.
No, I like them. I like them.
You like the drip feed. You want the drip feed.
Yeah, I watch it when it comes out. I really enjoyed Game of Thrones, watching it week by week.
Interesting.
But yeah, I was a bit taken aback by how, not the gore, the horror element. It's dark, man.
Absolutely.
Like, I knew it was dark. I knew it was dark. I haven't watched it since the last season. So what's the gap been? Like 6 months, a year? I don't know.
I have no idea.
A decent amount. And I remember it being, you know, a bit dark in places. But I was like, I remember at the end of that one, I was like, whoa, boy, like, whoa. You know, the girlfriend was a bit like, you know, taken aback. You know, I'm almost going to have nightmares over that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. But that's the point, right? Because, like, Stranger Things season 1 was a great show because it was great acting, and we as adults were, like, invested in this adventure, right? That's pretty rare. And now it's sort of like that, getting that sort of 4th, 5th year in kind of thing, where Harry Potter went really dark because it was growing up with its audience. Do you know what I mean? Like, as the kids who read Harry Potter got older, now they were teenagers reading it, and they were like, it was being constantly kind of like worked for the generation, generation.
Absolutely. I have only seen, when I say that about Harry Potter, I've heard that about Harry Potter, And my only experience with it is I wasn't into it. I only saw episode 2, the
Tell you
movie
what,
2 and 5, and I remember being taken aback. I was like, man, these are vastly different to 2 and 5. And then I heard from people that it kind of grew and got darker. I love that. It's like a maturing wine, right?
I think once, because we're the generation slightly older than Harry Potter. So a lot of people our age didn't really watch it.
Yep.
And if it was something that was that older people did, it was considered very cool. But things that younger people did were considered very lame.
Very uncool. Yeah.
Very uncool. So once my brain had sort of dealt with all that sort of 10 years of shit and sort of cleared the memory banks.
And you realize that you don't really care if you're cool.
I realized that I probably don't even have a real opinion of it.
Yeah.
That I haven't really watched it.
Yeah. So you've watched it?
I think I've seen them all. I mean, Elliot would have had the DVDs, right?
Oh, of course he would. He was super uncool.
But that's just my dumb.
He was young,
but that was my dumb brain as a kid being like, I can't be into the same stuff as my little brother. That's lame. But it's just my bullshit brain, right? So upon watching it, it's actually like, so it's pretty good. Like there's some good bits.
Oh yeah, man. I'm sure there is.
It's a well made story.
Oh, I bet it is. It can't be that successful without it. I mean, you say you have a dumb brain. I feel like I have the dumbest brain in human history. I was actually Googling if I had a disability the other day.
Oh, okay. You worried?
Oh, well, I'm not worried, but like I'm understanding now that like disability. I'm understanding everyone's different, right?
Sure.
Everyone's operating differently. It's just a spectrum of stuff that's different. I was like, man, the way my brain, I feel like it works is it's like a shotgun of ideas all together, mingling. The good one, there's no filter in terms of which one's better than the other. It's all like sometimes I talk to some people at work and it's super logical and thought out, and they just seem to be like laser beam sort of to the point. And can cut through all the shit. And I'm like, man, mine are just these ideas colliding together like I don't know, a whole bunch of like animals that don't really know what they're doing.
Sure. But talking about the brain again, though, that's a scary one.
There's a bit going on there.
But all I can understand is my own perception, so I can't even help you with yours. Do you know what I mean?
Everyone's different.
I've got my own, I don't know what's going on either. I don't know if I've got a shotgun with animals, but there could be. I don't know if there's 10. I don't know. I don't know how many there are.
I've been thinking about that way more. And to take it to like a really basic example is I'm not even sure if I see the same color as anyone. Like I'm not colorblind.
You're kind of going, are we having the exact same experience?
Yeah. Okay. So when you say to me, if you point to a yellow highlighter that I've got here and you say that is the color yellow, I'm like, I look at it and all I can see is my perception of that color. So you could see a different one. I was like, that's a really basic example. But
we would defer. We would defer to the technology, and we'd get a measurer on it, and it would go, yeah, it's yellow, and we'd both look at the measuring thing and be like, yeah, it's both yellow.
Okay,
and we could still be seeing something else.
Do we have that like tells you?
But what I'm saying is that even if you could do that, we'd both look at the results and go, yeah, it's yellow. Yeah, and he'd be like, yeah, it's yellow.
Sorry, no, you're right. All the colors will be a particular spot on the electromagnetic spectrum. So within visible light, you're right. Okay, that's probably a bad example now that we actually have figured out that there is a scientific basis for all those things. It's more like the perception of your brain, though. Even the physical thing coming into my eyeball might be that degree of yellow, but is my brain interpreting the color as being the same as what your brain's interpreting the color? So now it's become subjective again.
Yeah, so what we need is a specialist. Whoever out there, if you're listening, are you an eye-brain specialist, like the two together, eye-brain, eye-to-brain connectivity specialist, professor in eye-to-brain connectivity? Send us an email. Are we saying the same shit?
You need our 14th subscriber to be an eye-brain specialist. No, but what also I'm enjoying about that, the more I think about it, is, despite everyone I think is actually vastly different in so many respects. Like their way their brain is tuned. But it's so fun having everyone being wildly different. Like
It would be really boring if we were all the same, for sure.
oh, it'd be so boring. Oh my god. Oh my god.
But are we heading there? You know, are we heading to like a
some kind of like clone?
Well, once they go, look, if you put the chip in your head, right, you're basically Superman, all right? So everyone's going to have the Superman chip. Once everyone's got the Superman chip, we're all kind of like...
So once we're all running the same software?
Everyone's running at 100 on everything. Some people are 90 in some things and 20 in other things. Some people are 100 in something and 80 in everything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone gets dialed up to 100.
Yeah, no, I'm not really about that. Not really about that at all.
Nah, let's keep it. Let's you know, we often think about like because I feel like you know, as the years go on, I'm like maintaining my progressivity. You know what I mean?
Progressivity.
I just made up a word.
Yeah, I like it. I'm like, yeah.
And we're always thinking about where the sort of limit is because you won't know what your limit is now. You know what I mean? It's way down the future when you're an old man, potentially.
Right, so your individual limit?
Yeah, absolutely.
On your finiteness of your life, or you mean your like?
It's the point in time where you fold your arms and go, nah, back in my day, and then you proceed to say something.
Yeah, okay, yeah. When you're just like, no, I've had a gutful, as we say.
I've had a gutful. Everything else up until then, I feel like I've been playing ball with you guys, this civilization.
I've been willing to entertain your wild ideas.
I'm voting for the other party because the other party are not talking about this shit. So we're always trying to figure that out.
That's when you become a conservative.
I don't know. And you just found out where ours is. It's the point in time where they're going, chip everybody, right? We're all going to be 100 across the board. You're tapping out. You're like, nah, I'm not out of gutful. I like being different. I like having different people. That's enough. That is enough.
But see, what happens if who's going to get the chips first? Do you think the younger people or older people?
I think we should give it to the old people first.
I think we should as well. I think
they're going to have the most benefit.
And if it goes wrong, they're going to die.
They're old. Right? Yeah. So good point. Yeah.
And I was also thinking, if you give it to the younger generation, we will think it's uncool.
Like the Harry Potter thing.
Yeah. So we'll be like, oh, no, we're not, you know, because it's like everything that's new that happens, like TikTok. I'm like, no, I'm just can't. I've had it up to here.
Yeah, but that's just because you're an older man now.
I know.
You know, back in our day, we had MySpace pages that when you clicked on them, that a little song would play that was your little page's song, and you got to pick your song. We would have top friends. So there'd be a section of your MySpace page where you could assign a top friend or friends.
I remember the anxiety of like rearranging my top list. Oh my God, geez.
Of being in someone's top 8, you're like, yes, boom, killing it in the top friends. Boom, 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 right? You just thought you were the man. And then sometimes, you know, some people just had one top friend, you know what I mean? Some people had 2 top friends. But then there came the time where MySpace allowed you to have like 20 top friends.
Oh, really?
Be more inclusive, right? Think about, did they know what they were doing? People talk about the anxiety that people get from Facebook today. The MySpace top friend system is fucking nuts, man.
Wait, this was MySpace? Correct me if I'm wrong. You all had that friend like Tom, who was like the MySpace creator?
Yeah, everyone was friends with Tom.
That is so.
But you could remove him.
Oh, you could?
Just delete him. You just delete him.
I think I had him.
You just delete him. Because if you click on him, it just says like he's got, I don't know, 150 million friends. And you're like, no, you don't, Tom.
Do you imagine being top of Tom's friends on MySpace?
Well, that's right. It's just advertising space, isn't it? I get to be Tom's friend for a week, you know? That's pretty cool.
All right, move me to the top of your MySpace. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, good job, man. Thanks for tuning in. Hit us up with an email. vacuousperspective@mail.com.
Cheers, guys.
See you next time.